Marhaban bikum fi. Welcome to another episode of Bruffy's Rugby Offload. We haven't done the podcast in a couple of weeks, but we are back. As always, we are brought to you in collaboration with FFP Sports and Yalla Sports, bringing you rugby news from all over the region. We have a huge show. We've got the West Asia Prem wrap. We've got to talk about a couple of teams in and out of the competition. We're going to talk about the twos finals, even a little bit of Six Nations, just to throw it in there because, you want an Aussie's point of view on that. And what's coming up, what's left in the season for these teams. So, huge show. Let's get into it. Woo! This is rugby in the desert, heat waves collide. Abu Dhabi to Dubai, Warriors. All right, welcome to the show. We're going to talk about the West Asia Prem first. We're going to dive straight into the weekend's games that were. So Friday night down at Jebel Ali, the Centre of Excellence there. That's where the Dragons have been playing their home games lately. The Dragons hosted Bahrain. It was a really closely tight-fought game. Up until the last 5 minutes, there was only a few points in it. Dragons doing well to hold on for a while. Bahrain scoring 14 points in the last 5 minutes, really to blow out that score. And the final score was 31-10. But if you take that 14 away, it was a lot closer to 16-10, which would be a nice, intense, tight game. The Dragons dropping that one, not getting any bonus points, means them and the Quins are tied now. But a good game. A few of the old boys for Bahrain standing up. Just seen Matt McKee, Gibbo, and Liam back, all vets, all still starting. So some of those old boys are doing their team proudly. Now, the other game on Friday night was at the Seven Stadium, Doha versus Exiles. Oh my goodness, Exiles came out flying. You would not think they were a bottom of the table team this season, the way they came out. Bang, 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 3 tries. Liam Caldwell getting over the line at one stage. Just brutal performance, a brutal start, and then it was always going to be an uphill battle for Doha. And they did come back, like just before halftime. They got a couple of tries. So going in 21-12 down at halftime was a good effort. But after halftime, Exiles were the first to score again, which then put Doha on the back foot. And now there were some good performances there from Doha. They showed a bit of grit. Ended up getting a bonus point for 4 tries. So that's always good. But the Exiles were just too strong. So it would be interesting to see. I think the Exiles only have 1 game left against the Quins. And if they win that, they possibly might come in fifth place and push the Sharks down. But we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks. And your last West Asia Prem game was Saturday in the capital. The Abu Dhabi Harlequins hosted the Dubai Sharks, and it was not a shark fest. Oh, it was a shark feast. The Quins' speed and they ate up the Sharks. They put points on at will. Now, the first 20 minutes was pretty close. Quins scored the first try. Sharks got 3 and then scored a try to take a 10-7 lead. Quins missing a couple of kicks early, but geez, did they bounce back after that. They started piling on tries. Now, Pete Hasty back at 10 for the Quins. I know he's had some hand issues and stuff like that, but he's vital for them. The speed he takes the ball to the line he's phenomenal just watching him play, but it also then opens up because they've got other fast guys. They've got James McCarthy, Josh Hall, Liam Bride. They are a fast back line, and when they are singing, they are absolutely flying. And they did. They just tore holes through the Sharks almost every time they got the ball after that. The end score was 67-18. Emosi gets a big shout out for a couple of big runs, but in saying that, the Quins had a few guys out, and Big Joe Lynch, he also ended up basically starting. Erlo went down in the first 2 minutes, and Joe Lynch had to come on after barely agreeing to play on the bench. It took him longer to tie up his laces than the game had already been going. But he came on then and had a stormer of a game, some good carries there, and he got a good shot on Emosi. So I'm sure he'll be clipping that and sending it to me at some stage this week. But no, good performances from the Quins. Their scrum was dominant. Manib, Peter, and Sejon were on the back foot a lot of the time, and it just gave that Quins team just a great platform to run off, and it was a very fast win. So well done to them. Also, shout out to Cahill O'Neill. He first start in the second row. I thought he was really good. Caught a lot of ball, got himself in the right places, and made some really good decisions on when to give offloads and not to. So a big shout out to Cahill. So that was the week that was, and that leads to a change in the tables again. So the Quins are now back up to second place. They are equal on points with the Dragons, but when you look at the point differential, it is insane. I think Quins are plus 130 and Dragons are minus something. So like the points difference is crazy there. So if they finish tied, obviously the Quins will win that, but they play each other next week. So we'll see what happens with that. That drops the Hurricanes down to fourth. Sharks clinging on to fifth at the moment. The Exiles might be able to take it off them. They're only 3 points behind now. So it's Sharks are on 21 and Exiles are on 18 points. So they still have a sniff at pushing the Sharks down. Sharks need to beat Hurricanes if they are going to do anything. If they do beat the Hurricanes this coming weekend, they can take fourth, and the Hurricanes could be in a bit of strife there as well. So though they've got Doha to go, so it'll be tough for the Sharks to make the finals now. But look, you've got to win it to be in it, and those teams need to do that. So it's starting to round out. All right, the other big news this week, the Dubai Hurricanes Div 1 team, so their twos have pulled out of the competition. I spoke to Mike Wernham about it, and he just said they don't have the numbers to fulfill a second team. And I know it's one of those difficult circumstances because they've still got a Div 2 team, but most of those guys are vets, and they just can't. They just don't want to play at a higher level at the moment. And when you are a vet and you're coming up against teams like the Tuskers and Shaheen, where there's some big Fijians running around, you don't really want to put your body through that. So that's why they have pulled out. And the Quins' fourth team. So they had two teams in Div 2. Their fourth team has also pulled the pin. Just a few injuries throughout the season has made having two teams in that league virtually impossible. But it's not as big a deal. I think they were last anyway. And then while we're talking about the Div 1, obviously Tuskers took it to Bahrain, went to Bahrain and got a big win there. They put on 66 points. A good learning experience for some of those young Bahrain lads coming through. But the Tuskers looking like the real deal. They stay undefeated. I think they'll get points. They'll get points for the Hurricanes missed game. I'm not sure if the Quins will play them yet, so it'll be a very tight tussle at the top of the table there. But now, just finding out recently, the twos division, the Div 1, I should stop saying twos, the Div 1 competition, as you can see on the tables and stuff, there is a cutoff for the 8th spot, but they're going to do it as in a cup and a plate final. So it'll be 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3, and then they'll play for the cup, and then 5 versus 8 and 6 versus 7, and they'll play for the plate. So we will not get a repeat of what happened last year with the Tigers winning it from 6th spot. It's just not happening this season. So if you're not in the top 4, you can play for the you'll play for the plate. If you are in that top 4, well, good luck, because the Tuskers and Shaheen have been pretty good all season. So you got to come up against a couple of big teams there, but it is a bit of extra rugby, so we love that. Okay, upcoming we've got upcoming fixtures to talk about. So, as I mentioned earlier, Bahrain will be playing their last regular season game. Now, that is a big gap they have between the finals, but they are playing Doha at home, 5 p.m. Bahrain time. That should be. I think that was the team they played at the start of the season. We can't see Bahrain losing that, but anything can happen, and I'm sure Doha would like to put in a good performance before their next couple of games. So Doha have still got 3 games left. Bahrain's coming up for their last game of the regular season. So yeah, Matt Raper and the Doha boys will be heading to Bahrain on Friday. It is a Friday fixture for both of them. They both still work the old school Middle East weekend, so it works out well for them. That'll be 5 p.m. Bahrain kickoff. In Dubai, the Sharks are hosting the Hurricanes. So a big game for both teams. This could be make or break for both teams. If Sharks win, they could overtake the Hurricanes on the table, and that could be a massive result because that could then send them into the finals. Hurricanes need to win because they need to keep the pressure on the Quins and the Dragons because nobody wants that 4th spot. Nobody wants to go to Bahrain for the semis. So you'd much prefer to play in Dubai or Abu Dhabi. And then probably the game of the weekend, 2nd and 3rd playoff with the Dragons hosting the Quins. That'll be at the Jebel Ali Center of Excellence at 3 p.m. kickoff. It'll be an interesting kickoff because I know a few of our brothers around the country are celebrating Ramadan at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see if they play or what happens with that. But these games have got to go ahead. So 3 p.m. kickoff for that one. Look, it's a tough one to call. Both teams are just coming off some okay performances. So it'd be interesting to see who comes out on top because we'd say that team will finish second then, probably. But the Quins do have a couple more games in hand. So that is West Asia Prem. And the other big news for the weekend is the Women's 7 Series. It is back. The Dubai Phoenix are hosting that at the Sharjah Wanderers. So that'll be on Saturday. And we will get to see that continued battle at the top. The Hurricanes and the Quins have been going at it all season. So we're excited to see that continue. And it's good to see the women back playing this weekend. So good luck to all those ladies involved. All right. Six Nations chat. Now, I haven't really mentioned much, but, we had some big results last night, didn't we? With Scotland scraping through against Wales. Now, I have a big issue with that. There was a TMO decision late in the game for a very, very soft croc roll. It happened right in front of the referee, and he didn't call it. The fact that it was only a penalty, not a yellow card, I didn't think it should have reversed the decision because I'm pretty sure Tuipulotu did one about 2 minutes later on the other side, but they had already had a penalty, so it went back to... It's very confusing, but that's where that Super Rugby thing is happening. That TMO is not allowed to get involved unless it's like clear foul play. So it has to be yellow card, red card worthy. They're not going to get involved otherwise, which I'm glad about. It was they shouldn't be changing decisions and momentum of the game with a silly call that, it was on the sideline, so the touchy and the ref both didn't see it as a problem when you slow it down, and on the TMO, yeah. So Scotland lucky to get away with that, and Wales hard done by because that was their closest to get to a win. Italy had looked good the last 2 weeks. Obviously, they've got France today, so I'm still filming that. But Italy's scrum looked good. They got robbed last week against Ireland with that forward pass call. But no, they are looking good, Italy. And it could be the game that scares France. Like France, obviously, the way they've played so far, you can't see anybody beating them. But they might do something French, like just basically not show up for a game, and Italy could take that. All the Irish are singing tonight. They absolutely pumped England yesterday, 42-21. England are in all sorts after looking so good after the autumn series. they've come back and done absolutely nothing this tournament. I mean, they pumped Wales, but then have not looked good since. So Scotland pumped them, Ireland pumped them. What are they going to do? They were one of the favourites heading into the World Cup. Now suddenly, other than France, who else is really going to scare those Springboks at the way teams are playing in this side of the world? So it'll be interesting to see that. So that is the Six Nations. Now I've been talking with McKee and Johnny Harries, Simon Dodd, and Gareth. We've got a little group with a bit of chat going. So that's always good, and it's good to see that Six Nations happening. But really, we're here all about the West Asia Prem and how those boys are going with that. So good luck to everyone playing this season. I will share another little video about the road home for those West Asia Prem teams. If I've forgotten anything, don't forget the message. Don't forget to jump on, like, subscribe, send a love, because we need it to keep it going. But have a great weekend, and masalama. That is all. Thank you. Rugby.